Hi everybody, this is Sandra from FOMO Media and I am here with a very special guest, Michael Wuehler.
Yes.
At first I was like, Wuehler? But yeah.
It's easier than it looks. Yeah.
And you are the co-founder of Infura, right?
Right, so I'm one of the co-founders of Infura. Infura is about 2 years old now. Our birthday's coming up soon, I think.
Ooh.
So
when is your birthday? I mean, when is Infura's birthday?
When is Infura's birthday? So we officially launched, came out in Shanghai in DevCon 2, so that would be like a little bit further down. But our birthday was really kind of like in July. I don't even know the exact date. It's when Metamask was released in the Chrome App Store.
Okay, so you got to go back and look into
that date up, and that was kind of like when Infura started getting used out.
If Infura was a real person, it would be really hurt right now.
Right,
you know that? Anyway, could you just tell us a little bit about what Infura is about, and also how does it actually help the Ethereum ecosystem?
Sure. So Infura is core infrastructure providing a gateway to Ethereum and IPFS for developers to simplify their development cycle, so they don't have to bother running Ethereum infrastructure as they're developing, but also as they actually hopefully do an ICO if they do that, but actually create a product, which is really nice when they actually deliver and build things and start to get users. Infura can act as that back-end infrastructure that they can direct their traffic at. I guess if your users have used Metamask as an example, they may not realize it, but they're using Infura that whole entire time. So Infura is like the back end that allows Metamask to sit in the browser and interact with the decentralized application.
You're like the soul.
Yeah, we're like the soul. We're like the power company. Like nobody knows where this light, like what's generating this light. They just know they flip the switch and the light comes on.
You're God, basically.
No, I won't go that far. I'm not going to go that far. But yeah, we're just a core utility that so far has proven to be valuable to many, many projects in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I heard, man.
Yeah.
At first I was like, what is Infura? And I'm like, shit, they're God. But yeah. How does your toolkit, how is it able to kind of facilitate like a higher transfer of transaction into the mempool without sacrificing its security? Or is it kind of irrelevant?
So we, at the end of the day, we are just think of us like a super node that sits on the Ethereum network. We have this huge amount of infrastructure behind the scenes, but it's presented to the world as like this one URL endpoint that people can send transactions. From a security standpoint, we don't sign transactions. All we do is relay transactions to the network. We hold a mempool that we then broadcast out to the rest of the network. We do our very best to have as good of a peering relationship we can with as many other nodes on the network as we can, so that hopefully facilitates the fact that our transactions coming through our gateway get relayed more effectively, more efficiently than me if I was just running a laptop with an Ethereum node. And then we built a layer called Ferryman, which is this kind of like scalability layer that helps us do things like global caching and smart routing of requests as they come into like specific target work groups of backend servers to optimize performance. So we do a lot of things. We got a lot of smart people, not me, that do a lot of excellent work scaling and building this infrastructure. And it's so far been fantastic, and the growth has been amazing.
And I heard that there's actually this like controversy going around with Infura, with kind of the centralization.
So this is this is like the obvious criticism that or question that comes up. I won't call it a criticism. So that has come up from the beginning is like, well, wait a minute, you guys are just building this centralized gateway to Ethereum, which is supposed to be this decentralized world computer. And that's fair. So that's a fair bit of feedback to give. We feel like, at least it's our thesis at this stage, that the Ethereum ecosystem in general is still kind of in this infancy stage, and this service that we provide has been valuable enough that many people have chosen to use it. We're doing all we can to work on models to decentralize that, and there's lots of efforts as well in the community going on to say, okay, we know we need kind of this RPC gateway to Ethereum, and we need it to be scalable, and we need it to be, able to handle kind of this crush of traffic that you might see with something like a CryptoKitties if one day all of a sudden everybody wants to buy a cat on Ethereum. So there's efforts underway to decentralize that, and we're fully supportive of it and doing our best as well to decentralize the service that we provide. The thing is, there are tangible real costs to running this infrastructure. The Ethereum World Computer is not free to use. Some people think as long as I'm paying gas, it's free. I don't know if I'm getting long-winded on you.
No, go ahead.
So, but there are, underneath all that, there's actual real costs to run like this full node infrastructure, and I think until a model is built to kind of incentivize people to run that full node infrastructure, similar to how miners are incentivized to run mining nodes, we're going to continue to have kind of these centralized services that are providing that and charging for it.
So basically, haters are gonna hate and just appreciate what you have, bitch.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, just appreciate it.
So at the end of the day, like, you don't have to. You don't have to use Infura. Like, you can go hire people yourself, and you can run the infrastructure yourself if this is really a concern of yours. We've just found, at least at this stage, that many companies are more interested in focusing on their product themselves that they're trying to build, and their users, and something like infrastructure. Like, they don't want to go build a power plant because they want to hire to run a company.
So you're like the pickup truck, like just picking up their trash that they don't want, and you're like doing it for free.
Something like that. We're the garbage collectors of the Ethereum network that just take all the garbage and
CSR,
and make it go away.
And then you get haters like, what is this, man? What is going on? Anyway.
The true cypherpunk will never use a thing like Infura, but there's many that right now are just fine using Infura.
Are you guys planning to kind of build like a wallet like Ecosphere in the future, or kind of Infura is going to continue to be a development tool that works alongside like MyEther wallet and other future wallets?
Yeah, so we don't see ourselves as a wallet provider. And in fact, we'd necessarily see ourselves more of a tool and a solution for development teams to leverage, not end users. So MyEther wallet has end users. These are the people who own crypto and they want to buy Ether and transfer Ether around. We see ourselves as the infrastructure providers that someone like MyEther wallet or MyCrypto or Metamask or Cypher browser or Toshi or whatever those wallet and Web3 browser providers, we see it as the backend infrastructure. That enable all the products that are being built to leverage those browsers can use to handle the infrastructure.
So you're just going to stick with what you're good at.
Stick with what we're good
Garbage collecting.
These are your words. And it's going to stick now, I think. Every time I come to Malaysia, it's going to be like, here's the garbage collector coming.
Hey, garbage collector's coming, guys. So one last question. No, actually, second last question.
Sure.
So everyone's kind of like tokenizing their services. It's really easy for you to tokenize. So why is that not kind of?
Why haven't we done it?
Yeah. Why?
So it's easy to create a token. It's very easy to create a token. I created a New York City Ethereum meetup token a long time ago. It's easy. It takes there's a website you can do to do it. For us, it's been more about building a token that actually makes sense, that supports an economy that might make sense for a decentralized Infura, which we explore. So that's one aspect. But then even beyond that, like asking ourselves, do we even need a token? Why can't we just use Ether or like a stable coin like DAI or something like that? So we will, if we find a reason that makes sense, that creates kind of like the right crypto economic motives and the right game theory and all that, we would do that. But so far, we've been content just supporting the ecosystem, being the garbage man, and so far that's worked for us.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to be, satisfied and
Yeah.
be grateful
Yeah.
for what you have, right?
Definitely, we're grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. How about, okay, I know you guys are grateful and stuff,
Yeah.
but monetization,
Yeah.
how are you guys,
How will we make money?
how do you guys make money, man?
Show me the money.
Yeah, so that's also something that's front and center. Our bills are not insignificant; they're quite heavy, and I think most people, most people might be quite surprised if they understood how much money Infura spends on a monthly basis to support what's going on. So we're working closely with some of as projects get into maturity phase, and they actually start to recognize the realities of running infrastructure. We're at the moment working with them closely for things like dedicated infrastructure and dedicated agreements. I believe it's we intend to likely always have kind of like a free version of Infura that developers can just play with and use and leverage as they're building their products. And then as their projects get mature, whether it becomes some sort of token model or some just more traditional, put a credit card number in and pay for this amount of service in kind of a freemium model. But for now,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You can recycle the garbage. And then
You're just not going to let go of this
I'm not
garbage
gonna
thing.
That's the best kind of layman way to actually
Okay.
understand it.
Yeah. I like the power company more than garbage collector,
That's
but
more fun.
that's
Garbage
fine.
is more fun, man. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for providing all these insights.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being here with us in KL, and I hope you have a good time here.
Absolutely. I love the community here. I was just mentioning, I started the New York meetup. There were 8 people that came to the first New York meetup, and we had, 50 or 60 here?
Yeah.
Though it was a few years ago, but yeah, it was a really good event tonight, and
good,
I'm
that's
happy
good.
for the community here. So
Thank you.
I'll be back.
All right, thanks for
All right.
being with FOMO Media. See you
Absolutely.
soon.
See you. All right, so I really enjoyed my time speaking with FOMO Media today and being here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. If you liked what you saw and if you want to learn more about Infura, please subscribe to the links below. Join the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTubes, the internets, whatever else you have. So.
Yeah, and if you like the garbage story, please subscribe to FOMO Media too. Here are the links, and click away.
Yep.